channel. I am so happy to have today Kaden. Hi, Kate. How you doing?
Hi, Debbie. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you on. So,
Me too. So excited to be here.
oh, thank you. So the first time Kate and I talked, we actually did a together, which I'm going to link the video down below. But it was how to make the best budget ever. And when we started talking, I realized we have so much in common. So when she was nice enough to agree to come on, like we could talk about everything. So that's why the title of today is Divorce and Money, Finding Work-Life Balance and Finding Time for Your Passion. So I'm like, and anything.
Yeah. The more we talk about, we're always like, oh, we have this in common. Oh, we have this in common. And I just feel like I told you this before, but from the first time we've talked, I just felt like I've always known you.
I know, same here. You know, it's really weird that you meet someone for the first time, get on a video conference, and you just click. So it's
totally, and that was because of Jan from NYC when she had us on together.
And oh, can you see the comments?
I can see them.
Awesome, because there she is. Hey, Jan, how you doing?
Hey, Jan. Hey.
Oh, and Esther's here.
Hi, Esther.
Oh, she loves your channel. Great advice and tips. Absolutely, Kate's the best.
Thank you.
Oh, and Norman's here. Hi, Norman.
Hi, Norman. How are you?
Okay. So before we get started, do you want to tell if there's anyone watching that's not familiar with your channel, what it's about?
Well, sure. So my channel is, well, it's right here, Kaden Making Frugal Fun. But I love talking about frugal living, saving money, budgeting, minimalism, and then I have a psychology major, so sometimes I just go off at like Pajama Drama Monday. Like I like to give motivational, inspirational talks, hopefully, and hopefully it's things people like to hear, but that's what I mostly talk about. And hold on, I've got just one person to just introduce you to just for 1 second. Come on over here real quick. Just Kaden, just hold on. He just wants to say hi real quick. This is Kaden, everybody. I know some of you have met him. You say hey, everybody. Hi to Debbie's channel. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later, okay? Love you.
Oh my God, he's so adorable.
Thank you.
I heard that.
I heard that.
He's like, no, I'm not. So like the first thing that I realized we have in common after watching so many, which I binge watch, and I'm going to leave Kate's channel down below, as well as her blog, which we're going to talk about too. I'm so excited to talk about that.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Everything you do is just awesome, honestly. I'm like, I sometimes I'll send her a message like, how are you doing all of this? Which led us to this topic. So we're both divorced, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're both divorced, right? And how did you feel about dealing with money after your divorce? What was like your mindset?
Well, okay, so when it first happened, I was in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I was married to Kaden's husband. Kaden's dad was my husband, and we were married for like 6 years. And then we had Kaden, and when he was about 6 months old is when we separated and I moved back to Maine. And so this was, I mean, truthfully terrifying because, well, you know, like, what do I do now? Like, it was very scary. I didn't quite know. I wasn't into budgeting the way I am at all yet. Like that was not even like, you know, you make it work, but I didn't have like a full-on budget. I would write things out sometimes and, you know, do some math, but not like the serious math that it required. And it's simple math, but like the consistency of it to get where you need to go. So I was scared, very scared. And when I moved to Maine, I had gotten a job at one of my dear friends was going out on maternity leave, and she was the dance director of the department and dance teacher. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up being her long-term sub. And so thank God. So at first when I moved there, I did not have a job yet. When I moved back, I didn't have a job. And so I got a job and I got to be the long-term sub. Long story short, then they hired me to be the administrative assistant to the head of school, and I continued on. But I had to figure out something to guide me and figure out how much was I spending, how much was I saving, and how was I going to do this by myself? It was very, very daunting.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Did you feel that way at first? Just like very daunting.
It's so draining because you're going through something emotional, like whether or not you operation or it just happens. Like, and I see it a lot with our clients. I'm a family law paralegal, as like I've said before. And so one thing is, like, I guess it was an advantage for me because when everything fell apart, we were married for 8 years. And so my two oldest were really little. They were 4 and 5 when everything happened. And so legally I was it's what I do, you know. So legally I knew the steps and I knew what to do to make sure everything went as smoothly as possible and not affect the kids at all, which is the main priority. But financially, completely different ballgame for me. I felt like I had to pick up the pieces and learn like addition from the beginning again. Like I felt like I was back at school, you know, because everything is so different. Everything is so different, you know. And to top it all off, the cherry on top of my ice cream of divorce was that I was left in a house that I couldn't afford. Like I fought hard. Talk about being in a different place altogether now, thank goodness. But fought hard for this house because all I kept thinking about was I don't want it to affect the kids. I want them to stay in the same school district. And there were no other houses or anything in that area that would keep them there. So I fought so hard for a house that, one, it never felt like mine. And two, I couldn't afford it. But in my mind, I was being a good mom, and this doing finances were the last thing like on my radar, you know. So whenever I'd get paid and I'd try to look at it, it was just like another language. It was completely another language to me. How can I do this? You know, and then I realized I couldn't, and I ended up losing the house anyway.
So brutal. And because not only when you're separating from your person, the emotional, okay, so probably prior to that, you've been through a breakup.
Yeah.
But you've never been through a breakup with a child. And the responsibility is a whole new thing. Like, it's hard enough getting through, I'm using the word breakup, but like, that's hard enough as just a human. And then to make sure you're taking care of your human. And that's like all, I just remember thinking like, and you probably, I mean, you think about this as a mom, like we do this sometimes, we put ourselves last because we're just, it's everything for the child to make sure they're okay. And whatever we have to do to get there.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I was in a relationship, I would never talk ill of him, but for me, I didn't have a voice. So I got into a house I didn't even like. Like, I was like, I'd walk in, I didn't like it at all. Like, but to me, that it was my home with my kids, you know. So when everything fell apart, I'm like, I have to maintain it for them. And it was just a disaster. It was a complete disaster. And that was with the legal knowledge behind me. Like now, whenever I deal with clients and they're talking about the same circumstances, never stay in a home you cannot afford. Like, you need to look at the numbers. Like, now I'm a completely different person, you know?
Right. If you hadn't been through it, it wouldn't have been on your radar. Now you're like, actually, I can help with that.
Yes. And so,
you can help us here.
Like, I know, it's like, I really feel like, don't you feel like going through what we went through kind of propelled us to do our channels? Like, so we can.
It's 100% why I have a channel. It's 100% why I have a channel. If that hadn't happened, this channel my channel might not be here, because I don't know if it would have hit me the way that it did.
Yes.
And I remember specifically listening to one of the big things that changed my life. And I know some people are pro Dave Ramsey and some aren't, but I didn't know anything about Dave Ramsey. And then one day I stumbled upon the Total Money Makeover, the audiobook for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I started listening and I was like, oh my gosh, like, if I can do this, I can do anything. Like, if I can pay off this car and have zero debt, what would I do with that, extra $300 a month? And then, you know what I mean? And then it snowballs from there. But I remember just sitting in my old bedroom and listening to it on audio tape whenever I had a free couple minutes or whatever, or while I was doing laundry and while I was cooking, whatever, all this stuff. Like, I was always like, it was in the background and I was listening intently and I'm like, wow, like, just those fireworks going off. Like, I think I can do that.
Yes, that's exactly what happened to me too. I didn't. So getting out of that house and trying to financially survive for that first year, that's what got me into credit card debt. So like in the past, like when I said like, oh, it was circumstantial, it was like, yeah, I was trying to like be able to keep a roof over our head, and then also maintain the utilities and food on the table for the kids. So that's why when I now met and married my husband now, I brought the debt in. Some people are like, wow, you must have like great clothes, purses and things like that. And I'm like,
No. No.
but not the legal fees too. I had to put everything on a credit card. I was living off of it. It was a vicious cycle. It was a vicious cycle. So like, that's why I say like, the person I was there was not who I am now. I feel a little bit like that.
And thank goodness, right? Like
Yes.
bad things happen, but I really feel like these things happen, things happen for a reason. I hate saying cliche things, but so true. We wouldn't have our channels. We wouldn't know each other probably. Like there's like a lot of people, we have all these connections that end up happening when things fall apart.
Yeah.
And sometimes thank God for things falling apart.
Yes.
Hi everybody. I'm seeing all the comments. Sorry. Hi. Sorry.
I wanted to get through that so we can like move on. See,
Sorry.
We have so many good friends here. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh, Joel and Christy. Hi guys.
Hi guys. Hi Joel and Christy.
Oh,
Rosie Bunny. Hi Rosie Bunny. That's Valerie's daughter. I don't know if Valerie's in.
That's right. She was on the live. She's in her teens and she watches financial.
Yes!
I want you to talk to my daughter.
That's right.
Needs to talk to my daughter. Oh my goodness. Here they are. They're editing a video and unpacking boxes. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to be hiding in the bushes. Just want to let you guys know I'm here supporting. Sweet. They're the sweetest.
They're so sweet.
Oh my. Rosie Bunny's making a video as well.
Oh, good job, girl.
Let's see here. Lisa's here. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. How are you, Lisa?
Oh, here we go. Divorced mom of 3 big kids here. Wow. Yeah, then you know what we're talking about.
Girl.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lady Likeables. Hi.
Hi, Lady Likeables.
She is so supportive. Let me see here. Oh, E. Perez. It's
Hi,
wonderful
Perez.
to hear all this. I've been separated for almost a year, and it's to the point where we know it's not going to work, and I'm heading filing. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry to hear that, E. Perez. It's a really hard time. She's separated and she's about to do it.
Yeah. Heading for divorce soon, she said. Yeah.
It's gonna be cruddy for a little bit here, but you're gonna come out the other side. It's gonna get better, but it's gonna be crappy for a little bit.
I tell my clients, and it has nothing to do like remove like the mom aspect from it, like just us as women. I tell our clients this a lot, and I get calls back like 3-4 months after we've gotten the divorce and they've moved on. They'll call me to tell me like, they're like, Debbie, you're so right. There's a moment like and almost like a month after my divorce, and again, nothing to do with the kids or anything or him, but there was a moment where I woke up and I realized like I have my life like back, you know what I mean, like all those circumstances as to why we got where we are, like I'm me again, like I'm whole and I'm me and I'm okay,
Just as you are.
The sun was brighter than ever, and I tell the clients, because they're emotionally you just go through so much, no matter what your circumstances are, and I tell them, I was like, you just wait, like you just call me when that moment happens to you, and I do, and I get those calls, and it's motivating because they're like, yes, like there is a moment where you just feel whole again,
Oh my gosh, I love that, Debbie.
I had to, so I'm sorry like that I went on a tirade, but but
it's so true.
I heard her comment. Yeah. I tell you, it's hard. Good luck, E. Perez.
Yeah.
Granny Prepper's here.
Granny Prepper!
Oh, she wants to know if I'm having wine. No.
Oh, we should have gotten the wine involved.
I know, right? Let me see. Oh, Denise is here.
Hi, Denise.
Oh, she's so nice. Let's see. Oh, Helter Skelter. Hey.
I recommend the Total Money Maker. At least listen to it. You don't have to do everything he says, but you could.
it's funny that you said the audiobook. Yet something else we have in common. So I had saved up a few years, I guess maybe 5 years ago at this point. I had $48,000 of debt that I mostly brought in, except for 2 car loans we got together. And I got the audiobook because I just came across Dave Ramsey, and we were driving to Virginia from New Jersey. It was like almost like a 9-hour ride. And so my kids are in the back, their own gadgets. And so I said to my husband, like, you want to listen to this? I'm telling you, by the time we drove back home, we had a plan. Like, taking notes, and we were like, we have a plan, and this is what we're gonna do. That book is just, it's amazing. And again, audio, not read it.
And hearing him
Yes.
get fired up with it, you're
Yes.
like, huh.
Yeah, and the way he
Yeah.
looks at things, it just to me, it was like, and it brought me such clarity. I'm like, yes, especially with the auto leases and finances, because I always felt that way. Like, I always wanted to finance a car, so it's mine, if you can't pay cash up front. But all my friends are like, oh no, you should lease. So when he said leases, I was laughing so hard.
I leased.
Did you? Yeah.
Oh, I did it. Oh, yeah, I leased it when I paid off. Yep. So, yes, I did that. Oh, just while you're saying that,
Yeah.
that's what lit the fire under my butt, because he does the whole thing about he calls it fleecing,
Yes.
right? He calls it fleecing.
Yes.
And I was in the middle of a lease, and I felt like a fool because I was like, oh, no. And I didn't know, like, I bought the car leased the car in 2015. And I didn't find Dave, I think, until 2017. So I was already 2 years deep. And I thought, oh my gosh, according to Dave and according to my budget, if I could pay this off, oh my gosh, look at whatever. So I saved up $20,000 and wrote the biggest check I've ever written in my entire life to the car dealership. And by the way, nobody knows that that's like a big deal in my life, what I went through to get, and it really actually kind of chaps my butt that that's the thing I was putting $20,000 toward, a car. But in that moment when I was in that room with the guy that I was going to pay, and in my mind, I'm thinking, he has no idea I'm just going to go, because he thought we might be discussing the next leasing term or whatever. And when I was telling him, no, I'm paying it off today. And he was like, oh, the 20th, whatever. I'm like, yep. And then he took a phone call in the middle of while we're having this interaction. Like, imagine right now. I'm like, hold on, Debbie. What are you doing, dude? I'm about to give you $20,000 of hard that I've been killing myself for, and you're not even paying attention. It was like,
no, because they make more money off of the going to lease and move on and leasing. Yep, that's why. But okay, before we move on, since you brought it up, how empowered were you to be like, here's $20,000?
It felt amazing. Yeah. And actually it felt just amazing because if anybody's seen my video that's called How I Saved $30,000 and Money on how to do that.
Great video.
Thank you. I had saved up $20,000 for the car and $10,000 for an emergency fund. I would not have paid off the car had I not built up the emergency fund also. So I felt empowered. I felt very like the road to freedom is what it felt like. Oh, right? And in that moment, I had no more debt because I rented at the time, so I didn't even own a house.
I taught it so often, but the moment that I paid off that last debt, I felt like not only did I lose weight instantly with that, but I was like, I could breathe again. 2 years, we sacrificed so much. Like, we threw everything at that debt. That's the only way we could do it.
Yes.
Yes.
But at the same time, it wasn't that bad, right?
No. Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. Like, I think people think scorched earth but I don't know. It goes by and I don't know. You learn really good lessons when you're going through that.
Yeah, no. And honestly, like, when I see people going through their debt journey and then documenting it on YouTube, like, that's my one regret, because it was like literally at New Year's Eve, And like the first week in January, I was like, I want to do my channel. Like I want to help other people be able to do the same thing and get out of debt. Because I had so many of my friends calling me up constantly and saying, like, you know, I'm doing this, what should I do? Like, I'm doing this, what should I do? So I want to help more people. And so when I started my channel and I started getting reception back from people saying like, yes, I'm there. That's where I am. Like you, where you are now, you know, it really takes on a life of its own, doesn't it?
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And if you can just stick with it. And then I just was thinking this when you were saying it earlier. Sorry, I don't want to forget. Yeah. I love that your husband was like, yeah, let's listen to it. And that by the time the road trip was over, you had a plan together. Because I have endless messages from people. Mm-hmm. How do I get my spouse on the same page? Yes. And the answer for me is, I have no clue because I don't have one.
Yeah. Hard. It's I mean, that was one of the things that not contributed, but in hindsight, like why my first marriage, like it was bound to happen the way it happened, because like completely different financially. Like I was frugal and I ended up with $48,000 of debt, you know, like that's just to me. But had I not been frugal, had I been more like him, where he'd have $5 and he'd spend 10, I'd probably be like telling you that I'm still paying off $100,000. Like it's just.
So he was a spender.
He was the spender, yeah. And I foolishly was buying presents using my credit cards for him because he had the lavish stuff, not me. That's so close.
Yeah.
Have fancy bags, you know, but yeah, no, that's the relationship. So like hindsight, you know, like I'm like, yeah, like it wasn't gonna, no matter what I could have done, no matter what different pieces, we're still gonna be where we are, which I'm so happy because like I adore my husband. But when I get those questions too, like how can you get a spouse on board, you know? And the only thing I say to them is like, try to focus on a common goal. Do you want to save up to you know, to do one thing, like go on a vacation, you know, try to see if you can do that, like try to make something positive instead of just being like, well, we have to pay off debt. Like, no, let's do this so we can do that. And sometimes that might work, but yeah, like how can you actually get someone to shift their mind and be on the same page as you? I don't know.
Well, it's just like minimalism too. I don't think that it's kind of like anything, I guess. Like I've learned that people are not going to change because you want them to.
Yeah.
So for frugal living practices, minimalism practices, these are things that I take on as my own and that I choose to do. And I never expect anyone in my circle to do it because I do. Mm-hmm. So, but when you're living with someone and you're building a life together, I think one of the key things I would think, and I could be wrong, but finding what motivates them. So just like you were saying, have a common goal together. Like maybe it's a vacation, but maybe it's like they really want a motorcycle and they've been like, I really want a motorcycle. And you're like, no. But instead of saying, no, honey, you can't, you go, okay, how are we going to find a way to get you to do that? How are we going to find a way to do this for you? But like, and then give them something, and then you might have some other thing that you're like, I really want horseback riding lessons or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you each have a thing that you're like, if we cut back where we don't really give a hoot, mm-hmm. we can actually do the thing that is on our bucket list, or we can actually do the thing that makes us happy daily, and mm-hmm. forget about the stuff that you just buy because out of habit. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just buy stuff out of habit. They don't even really care.
Yeah.
Or they don't think about like, if we could just go without this for a little bit, does it even matter? You know?
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Yeah. A lot of my friends, they love those home decorating stores. And so like, they're like, I went here, like I'm bored and I went there, and I'm just like,
oh, dangerous.
It's a movie. Like I'm bored. I did this. Like I stay home. Like I don't, you know, like that's frugal, the minimalism. Like I've got the same like brain. I don't shop because it's fun. Like I like saving because for me saving is fun. I don't know.
My mother and I were like, I don't sometimes I don't know. My mother loves to shop. Uh-huh. And growing up, going shopping was a leisurely activity for certain. Like Saturdays, mm-hmm. when I think about it, I think about like when I was younger, my grandmother, my mother, and I would go shopping on Saturdays, and they would be like so excited to get clothes. And I would just be like dragging myself behind them, like, can we go home now? Like, I was never a shopper. I don't know why. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some things I get pumped about, but like, it wasn't like, it's not in me like that. I have some girlfriends and I have my mom that loves to shop. They could shop all day long. And I would just wish that someone would just find something that fits me appropriately and is kind of cute and leave it in my closet for me. You just want to like go on Pinterest and like make up and it just shows up magically in your house. Because I don't want to I don't want to do all that.
I completely agree with you. I really do. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Oh, hold on, the comments just jumped. Let's see. Oh, Human in Training is here. Hi. He says, at least once, stupid tax, lent money once, really stupid tax. I've never lent money, but I know I've had family members that have, and they always regret it. Like they always regret it because it's usually family that they lent to. I'm like, I don't know. Let me see here.
Oh, hi, Mary Sigmund. I see. Sorry, she got poked up over there. Hi, Mary. I didn't see you there. Hi.
Oh, where is she? Oh, yeah, here she is. Hi.
Hi, Mary. She comes to my channel all the time. I love Mary.
Oh my gosh, you have subscribers. Like I love my subscribers, but when you do your lives, which I want to talk about too, like the comments that you get, I enjoy listening. But then
you know what? Our connection just.
Oh, are you there?
I'm so sorry. I can't hear you. The connection just went out.
Oh no! Can you hear me now?
Oh, now I hear you. Sorry, it was like that whole thing is like you froze for a second. I was like,
oh no! It's just saying your subscribers are awesome, and then when you're doing lives and I'm listening to you, and I love what you're saying and the books that you're reading, and then their comments, it's like a separate conversation. I'm like, awesome! They're awesome. I really do. I enjoy them very much.
They're the best.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When I paid off my car, I thought, now is everything going downhill? I can sleep in my car. Oh no,
Darcy, you're like, at least I have that.
At least I have that. That's
hi, Darcy.
what people can say. Absolutely being able to have that. Here's Norman. You don't need to buy for a man. You should buy for you. Yeah, lesson learned, Norman. Thank you. Years ago, Norman. No, good advice.
Got it now, but took us a minute.
On board. Absolutely. Absolutely. 1,000%.
And hi, Katie Clayton. Sorry, I see Katie too. I see Katie on my channel. And Angel's in here too. Hi, Angel.
I'm sorry. Oh, yes. Sorry. I saw Angel. I wanted to click on her before. Every time I click on something. Oh, thank you, Denise. Hit the like button for the ladies. Thank you. You're so sweet. Oh my gosh, they're the best. Okay. So now that we talked about divorce and money, balancing 9 to 5 with work and home life, isn't that like that? I there's so many things we could say on this topic, right?
You and I could go for hours on this one.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. It's a balancing act. That's why I had to put the word balancing in there, because it is. It's. I can only talk to women. I'm sorry, Norman, but like women can really multitask like no one else. I'm not saying that men can't. I can only speak. You know what I mean? Like being able to do your 9 to 5 and then turn that part of your brain off, right? Then it's home, right? And of course, like your child, my kids, and relationships and the house and everything, and it's just. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming at times. It's funny. Angel and I were talking about that this week, and it's like sometimes you're on your A game and you can do this, and it's like a balancing, juggling act. And then other times you feel like you dropped all the balls.
I think about yes, yes. But I was just thinking about what you were just saying about you wake up in the morning, and there's yourself. Yeah. So you've got to so first of all, you're like, okay, I've got to wake up. I've got to get motivated. I've got to clean myself, feed myself, all this stuff. And then you're like, okay, then if you're a single mom or dad, you've got the child to take care of. So you've got to like get everything going while your brain is already like 7 steps ahead. And it's like, it's enough. But my point, I'm not going to go into that as far as what I was going to just go with, but what I was thinking is when I get home from work, it's still just me and Kaden. For the married people or in relationships, that's a whole other thing to keep your marriages happy and healthy.
Yes.
I haven't had that experience with children. So like, I can't imagine having all the things there's a lot of emotions in relationships, and the emotional health of each other. And then, the intimacy, and there's a lot of stuff involved in that on top of all the stuff. And sometimes I just look at married women or really people say, and I'm like, go girl, because that's another whole thing. It's hard enough. And then you also can look at it like, well, at least I've got another person to help on the regular, of course, but then you also have to tend to that person also. Do you know what I mean? Like, in a way, it's two different things.
This is and I don't want this to sound judgmental, because it's not meant like that at all. It's just because of being at this working family law for 16 years. Like, something that I see that it's sad is a couple gets together, they're in love, they get married. Then later on they have kids. Then they lose that spark that brought in the first place. And it's not like purposely done. Like, it happens so often, but people get so involved in their children's lives. Like, like they have multiple kids, and then it's like the husband is taking one child to an event, the wife is taking one child to one event, and then they're constantly dividing their time up between the kids' activities and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And then when the kids are out of the house, they realize their strength and they end it. Like, you can't, especially during the pandemic. The pandemic brought it up, it brought it to a new height. And it's so sad. It's so sad, especially when they're like, we're still, but it's gone, because they didn't tend to their relationship, So it's so important to still be able to spend time together, even if it's a little bit, just quality time, not talking about the kids. Before the pandemic, my husband and I used to go out to dinner once a month. It was in the budget. And it was always seafood. I don't cook seafood. So I was like, yes, we got to do this. And the rule was, the minute that we're in the car and the car's out of the driveway, there's no kid talk at all. And it was so nice, getting to just reconnect like that, because it's hard. It's hard. And the more kids you have, which is wonderful, I have 3, the harder it is to disconnect that, like, at least when you leave your job, for the most part, depending on what you do, like, you can disconnect that part, like turn that off until the morning, But when you're in the house with the kids and their activities and their problems and, teenage drama, it's hard. No one wants attention.
Endless. It's endless.
And it's priceless. And it's priceless. Like, I would never give it up for anything. I adore them. My family's everything. But yeah, you're right. When you have that other person, you have to tend to that relationship, because if not, it's so sad. I see it all the time. It's so sad. And the quarantine just brought it to a new level, because now you realize that you're stuck in the house with someone for a while, and you don't like the person much anymore that way.
Right. It is sad, but it's like, like we were just saying about like the people that go on, like, say their kids leave the house and then it's just the 2 of them and they don't have anything in common anymore.
Yeah.
Is it the worst thing if they separate now and start on with a new journey?
No,
If they're, Like, some people obviously divorce has a very bad name, and it drives me insane when people are like, well, people don't say this to me because they know better, but they wouldn't say, but like, well, did you try everything? Have we met? Do you know me? Yes, this was, I've told you guys, I'm the least spontaneous person on the planet. I am the most planned out. Like, if that didn't work, that ish could not work. It couldn't work. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the truth. It couldn't. Like, and people that say, the other thing that I hate it when people say, and you probably heard this too. Now, you guys know that me and Kaden's dad have a good relationship, and we co-parent very cohesively. And I told you, you'll never, ever heard a negative word coming out of my mouth about him. We're a team, and we parent Kaden. And people have said, they're like, oh, you should write a book about that, because they didn't understand it. They're like, how are you guys figuring this out? Because some people can't put their kids first, But I hate it when people say, oh, well, you need to think about Kaden first. Really? Really? You're going to tell me that maybe I need to put my kid, please. That's all I do. Anyone that knows me, like, stop right there. You're not the first person to suggest that a mother thinks of their child first. Like, stop. Like, I can't stand that.
Yeah. Okay. So
And I digress.
Oh no, not at all. That's okay. So when you see a husband and wife, right, and their child drops to the ground in the store and has a tantrum, who do the people that are walking around look at, like how they're going to handle it? The mom. They don't look at the dad. Do you think that men get the same question as far as, like, did you really try everything possible to the relationship better? Are you putting your child first? No. Those are things they're saying to us. They don't say that. They don't dare say that to a man. There you go. I'm done. Done.
Nobody's looking at dad in the store. They're looking at the mother, judging. Well, what is she going to do? What is she going to do? Okay, listen. I don't mean to get on a gender thing in here,
No,
Norman. We apologize.
My husband always says don't do
Let
it.
me just say one other thing that really...
Mm-hmm.
there's two things. Okay. And I hope I'm not getting in trouble, but this is the truth. Okay, listen.
Go.
When new moms have just... Oh, okay. I'm just going to say it.
Go.
Have just pushed a child out of their body, okay? And they are trying to have some semblance of normalcy and want to get some exercise so they can continue to take care of this miraculous body that just made your child. And I see these video clips of mothers, women in dozens with their kids strapped to their bodies. Where are the men videos? Where are the men videos of where are the guys at the gym lifting their equipment? Where's the dad doing the home workout videos with the baby strapped to them? Oh, but ladies, you can get in shape. You can continue breastfeeding. You're still wearing a diaper from your delivery, but here, strap your baby. Keep going. You can do it all, honey. Keep going. That drives me nuts.
What about the term, like, what's it called? Oh gosh, body bounce back, bounce like the way, like, you're supposed to go back. You're supposed to go back.
You're supposed to bounce back.
Yes. Get on that. You got to get on that workout.
And then can I just tell you the last thing that the last thing is, like, single moms get like a bad rap. Oh, another single mom. But if there's one little video of a dad putting his kid's hair in a ponytail,
goes viral.
Oh, look at him. He's the best father of the year. He put his girl's hair in a ponytail. What do you want a prize? That's putting hair in an elastic. Do you know what else we did today? Don't start me with the list. Like, come on. He's the best dad because he put his kid's hair in a ponytail.
I knew this was going to be fun. This is the comments are popping. I don't know.
Come on, it's just so uneven.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay. Hold on. I don't know where to start. Let me see. Oh, ask me. Hi. Hi, how are you? Can't work at home. Tried it. Seems unnatural to me unless it was my own business. It's hard. It's hard to work at home. And I love what I do. But my thing is, when you go to the office, and I'm not saying who's working hard or anything. I think we're all every day busting it, trying to make everything work, no matter if you're home or if you're in the office. For working from home, the challenge that I've had is it's so hard to, I sign out and I'm done. But if there's an emergency that pops up and I have to, my boss will text me, ask back in, which is fine. I'm happy to. But that's something that wouldn't have happened if we were in the office, because when we're in the office, I have to leave at a specific time so that I can go pick up my little one from school. And then I'm home. I'm balancing home life, so that's another aspect to working from home that people don't, that some people don't consider, is the fact that there's no boundary. There's no boundary. And I have overtime, and again, I'm not complaining about anything, but I haven't done more overtime in the past year because I've been working from home since last March. I've done more overtime than I've ever done in the other 15 years in the office. And it's just because that's how it is. Like, emergencies pop up, everyone's working from home, so everyone has access to their computers more. So then they're able to ask the staff who's working from home to sign in to midnight three times already this past year. And it's just it comes with the territory. Again, like I am saving. I don't have to put Emily in aftercare. I don't have to pay for that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't have to spend gas in my car to go to work back and forth. No tolls and things like that on my car.
Yeah, there's some unexpected savings on some things, in some ways.
Savings, but when it comes to that, she's so right. Like, working from home is another like is something else that adds on to everything, and it takes up more time. It really does. So
the poor parents that, well, I know we're all grateful, anybody that got to keep their job during that hard time.
Thank goodness, yes.
But to have to homeschool your kid, or guide your kid through school, do your job, still be you, still be a wife, husband, still be it's like, whoa, like that was so my a I was an essential worker because I worked for a plumbing and heating company, and I didn't get to work like a whole day from home once. Like I was in the office every single day this entire, what are we allowed to say on here? Can we say pandemic?
What's that? Yeah. That's
okay.
Whatever you want to say.
I think there's a couple words that you say, and
I don't know. I don't even think that
is that gone? Is that not even a thing?
Anymore. No, I don't even think that comes to play for me. Norman,
I mean, that's really hard. Yeah. Oh my God, Norman's comments are, I'm like dying in the side here.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the women, Norman. Love the comments about your balls drops. I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, I'm right there with you, ladies. Nice work. No, absolutely.
Oh,
it's hard. Let me see. Angel saying that you get too busy for each other. Yeah, absolutely. Let me see.
So hard.
Norman, yes, you have raised and now a husband. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Oh, Jan's laughing. Let me see. Come on, people. We all agree with her, right? These ladies have everything. Oh, you're so funny. Let me see. The direction this is going, I'm going to need Oh my gosh, Granny Prepper, her comments are the best. Let me see.
There's some who's got to be
given a train. Oh, this is so awesome. Okay. Darcy, I remember my sister-in-law would take all three babies grocery shopping. Why the heck couldn't he walk so she could get the food shopping done without all the drama? Yeah.
If anybody's watching me on mute right now, they'd be like, what's wrong with her?
That's awesome.
Or maybe even with the volume on, they're like, what's wrong with her?
I know, right? My sister-in-law used to also say after the divorce that he was the desert and she was the vegetables. Oh, the dessert.
For dessert?
She was the vegetables. Yep, they don't go together. Oh my gosh. Oh, YouTube deleted her comment.
Granny Prepper.
Gotta know what it is now, Granny Prepper. Oh my gosh. Oh, Monica. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Monica.
Oh, glad you did it. Okay, let me see. All right. So, how do you find time for you? Like, I'm gonna talk about our passions, but I mean, like, you're working full time. You have your beautiful son. And you have to balance everything. Like, do you find time for you to do something for you?
Okay, so I used to really struggle with this because it was just me all the time. I mean, thank God for my parents. I don't even know what would have happened. But Kaden's dad moved here this fall And so now but prior to that, I had Kaden 7 days a week, 24/7, you know what I mean? Which I wouldn't have it any other way, you know what I mean? If it was just, that was our normal. It's fine. Like, you know, a lot of times single parents, like, they don't have a person to trade off to should the going get rough, you know, if there's, I mean, Kaden's an angel, but you know, like, you know, when they're younger, little tantrums, you can't just be like, can you just take him for a minute? Like, no one's taking him. It's me. But so anyway, now that he lives here, Kaden often goes over on the weekends, and that is why on Sundays, it's just me because he's with his dad. So I think I told you on the channel recently, I've been indulging in bubble baths.
Oh, nice.
I have had time to spend, like this past Saturday, I got to spend just time one-on-one with a friend out on the deck. And it was a 70-degree day. I'm going to talk about it on Weekly Wins Wednesday tomorrow. It was just so relaxing. But prior to him living here, though, that was really hard. And the other thing that was hard is you work all day, you go get your children after work, and then it's like dinner, bath, book, bed, and then you're so exhausted that you don't want to do anything. Even now, like, I get up at 5 a.m. every day. 5 a.m. every single day. I have to be at work. Work starts at 7. Wow. And so it's a really challenging schedule in the mornings. And getting up at 5 o'clock, pre-kids, everybody, I used to sleep till noon easily. So this was quite a shift, but that trained me. Having a kid, you're up anyway, but like 5 a.m. is really early. My body naturally more wakes up towards 6. But so now I have weekends where I can have some time. But before that, I like what you're talking about, like separating stuff, which some people didn't have that option for a bit. But like, and I'm not like, you have to get up early, but getting up early might be your only wiggle room if you are in a situation such as myself, if you're a single parent. So I do not want to be rushed in the mornings. I've talked about slow morning routines in the morning. I like to get up early. I like to have my coffee. I like to check my bank accounts. I like to look at that stuff while I sip my coffee, getting into a routine. But it's probably going to be early morning or staying up late, but I can't stay up late even now because I have to get up at 5 o'clock again. Yeah. So if Brian weren't here now, like, I don't really know how I would have asthma. You have to kind of figure it out, especially as Kaden gets older. Now he's 7. He can do things on his own. He can read a book on his own. He can play a game on his video game, whatever. He can occupy himself. But when they're little, oh my gosh, you guys, that's so hard. Yeah. It's so hard.
Absolutely it is. I always like I always
try. I did it for 7 years.
Yeah, right. 15 minutes a day just to do something small, like even if it's just like a tiny little workout or something, like before I do anything, like something for myself for 15 minutes. Like I don't have a bathtub. We have a shower, so I can't take bubble baths. When you said that, I was like, I do try taking like 15 minutes before, like, so I'll log off of work, and before I open the door, like to go downstairs and tend to the day, like I just 15 minutes. And for anything, sometimes I read a book, like sometimes I'll read something online, like just something so I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like now I'm gonna go. I feel like I think
that's great. Even just carving out little moments. Yeah. And it's good to be, in my mind, it's good to be working on something for yourself. And that was kind of like one of my goals of Weekly Wins Wednesday, kind of covering all the bases. If just in case anybody is new to hearing me, we use the word build as we build our own personal empire. We do a body goal, something you did for yourself, something for income, something you did financially, something you did to work on a relationship, and the D is for personal development. And I really find if you're always working on something a little bit toward yourself, even if it's baby steps, little baby steps, it will make you feel like it's not just work and parenting, which both are great, but you can't forget yourself in the middle of it.
Yep. No, absolutely.
I think that 15-minute thing's good.
Yeah. And then finding time for your passion. Now, obviously, you know, your content for a while. I love your channel. And again, I'm gonna leave Kate's link down below. I love her channel. But so obviously I know you're passionate about that, but you brought your YouTube to another level. So talk about like making time for your passion. I had to send her a message a few weeks ago. I'm like, how are you doing this? Like, I need to know the secret sauce. Like, I need for you to like, she's got 3 videos a week plus a live on Sundays. And she's reading a book for the live on Sundays. I was like, anyone that's watching live or replay that knows like how much time it takes to put a video out, you know, the thumbnail, the editing, everything, you know, saying everything you want to say and saying it in a certain way where, you know, you think like they're listening. You said it right. You explained it right. You know what I mean? Giving like life examples, like how are you doing that?
So okay. Let me think about this. I love the idea of block scheduling.
Yes.
Have you heard of this concept before?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I really like this. So what I do, just so you know where my mindset's at, I don't know if this is helpful. So in the morning from 5 to 6:45, that is my, sounds weird, but like personal development time. So when am I working on a blog? Probably at 5 a.m. When am I reading a couple pages of the book that I'm going to discuss? Probably 5 a.m. I'm actually, I want to spend time reading at night. I do usually a little bit because sometimes it makes me like sleepy and whatever. But okay, let me go back to what I was just saying. I don't want to digress. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That first block, which is not very long, 5 to 6:45, is personal development or channel related. Sometimes I'm responding to comments, whatever it is. Sometimes I'm writing down video ideas. I have my my notebook here, and I'm always writing notes and writing down ideas. And my brain is on fire until I start work. But at 7 o'clock, I have to switch. Yes. So you put your books down, whatever, and then from 7 to 3:30. It's so I want to be going to look on social media. You want to go whatever, but like you have to say, okay, I'm getting paid to work now. Yes. This is my focus, and to do the best job you can, and to just engross yourself. This is what I do now. Yes. Boom. 3:30. Click. Done. My brain switches. I'm done. Goodbye, everybody. Off to get my child. Go to get Kaden, and right now he stays with my parents. So then I have a quick little family time, which I feel this is a big privilege to get to see my parents literally every day. That's so awesome. We spend, that's like, depends. Sometimes they're like, hey, we made dinner, and who am I to say no? Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's 3:30 to 5:30 or 3:30 to 6. Then it's me and Kaden time. It's shower, it's book, it's bath, and then we usually like to watch America's Funniest Home Videos before we fall asleep. That's our thing. It used to be Friends for me personally, but with me and Kaden, we watch America's. But then it's Kaden for the 2 hours. Or say if I left my parents' house at 4 o'clock, like say like I went and got him. That's Kaden time. That's making dinner together. That's asking how your day was. That's Kaden. Don't bug me during that time. 8 o'clock is bedtime. Sometimes it takes him till 9 to fall asleep. I don't know. And then I get literally like a half an hour because girlfriend's not staying up much past 9:30. I am like falling asleep because I know I got to get my butt up at 5. But I really think that only working on the thing at that time can be helpful if you have a hard time. I think multitasking is crap.
I agree. It is. But at the same time, like I feel like
we do it, but
I part of my brain I can't shut off. Like even though I'm at 9 to 5 and I'm 100% at my 9 to 5, I'll have thoughts that pop in, especially like if I'm doing something that doesn't require a lot of thought at that moment. Like there's some things like filing things away or just making sure, like going through emails and making sure I attended to everything and then moving them aside, like something mundane like that. my mind is like, oh, that's a good video idea. Oh, that's a good video. And I have to like really work on shutting that down because I want to give my job 100%.
You'll put that in your phone though. Put those thoughts in your phone.
You know, you're reading my mind. You know, I do. Like I literally grab my phone, like, da-da-da-da, you know. But I don't think I can ever shut it off 100%. But I'm with you. If we don't set those times, certain things, like your day goes by and you've done nothing. Or you fall in like at home, like on the weekends. If I have 5 minutes to myself, I'm in a TikTok hole. Next thing you know, it's like 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, and I'm like, what time is it? I don't even know. So yeah,
TikTok is a scroll hole of joy.
It's so good. It's so good. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So your passion is obviously videos and your channel, but you just started a blog too, which I already linked down below. I wanted to make sure to do that.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. It is so good. You're writing content for it, and you have your merchandise on there. Like I couldn't get enough of it. Like I couldn't get enough of it. I really, really liked it. I'm like, it looks like you. Like I was like, how is she doing this again? Because it looks like if I were to try to do something like that, like, you know, like, because I'm not tech savvy, I really think like it would have taken me like forever to do it. And you're just, guess what, guys? I've got a blog. I'm like, oh, 3 videos and a live and read a book and a blog. Oh, what else, Kate? What else? But that's
oh my gosh, you know, that's hard. And like I said, oh, yes, honey.
It's almost 8.
Okay, I'll be there soon. Okay.
Okay.
I love
Can I
you.
go brush my teeth?
Yes, please go brush your teeth.
Aw.
Okay. Yep, brush
Can I
teeth.
say, I don't know
Yeah,
what
go
to-
brush. Can you get your pajamas on too? That's it. He goes,
Aw.
hi everybody.
Hi.
Go get your go brush teeth and put your pajamas on. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh my God, darling.
Wait, where were you? Oh, the blog.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the blog, I don't know. When I was younger,
Mhm.
I would start blog and then kind of veer off because I would, you know, I had a lot of I used to choreograph all the time, and a lot of my creative brain was put toward that. But I really loved writing. I loved writing a lot, and writing's been a passion of mine. I used to write poetry. I used to write songs. Can't sing, but I would write the lyrics, that kind of thing. Like I really like, or, you know, journaling. When I was younger, I used to write a lot. By the way, I found a pile of old poetry and songs I wrote. Maybe one day on the channel, I will pick one at random and read it to you.
Oh, nice.
It would be the funniest thing. You're just like, how is this person like in tune with this at the time? It was really like emotional. It was really funny. But anyway, but I really like writing. So I want to put it, back when I started like learning about minimalism, Zen Habits was my favorite blog to go to. If you've never checked that out, it's still there.
Okay.
Zen Habits by Leo Babauta.
Mhm.
And I used to love going to his channel and just reading all of his blog posts. He had so many and just so simple. They weren't like forever, and it had great tips. And I just remember like just eating it up. And I just thought, like, I wonder if the K Squad would want that too, to go to a page. Sometimes, you know, you love watching videos, but sometimes you want to read, you know, whatever it is. I just want a place that they can find inspiration on frugal living, minimalism, all that kind of stuff in one spot. And that's why I also have that K Squad Sundays tab, so that we can go there to see the reading plan. I'm trying to have it like a hub where everything's in one place. But honestly, if I didn't have the weekends primarily to myself right now, this probably wouldn't be happening in the way it is, because I'm very like Sunday. It's like, okay, we get up, getting ready for K Squad Sundays. That's going to be at 10 o'clock. And then I have to get ready for the videos. So on Saturday, I have to prepare, make the outlines and stuff. And then I usually film Sunday after the live for a while until it's done.
Yeah.
And there's some Sundays where you're just like, I just want to take a nap. I just want to zone out and watch Netflix. I just want to scroll whole TikTok for 7 hours straight. But you're like,
no.
the K Squad needs to hear something this week, and what are we going to talk about, and do it anyway?
No, that's great. That's great. For me, my passion is so I've been working at this firm for 16 years, and I've been helping out our clients with their budgets. And then we started my YouTube channel after getting out of the $48,000 of debt. So I was so motivated to like share tips on how to get out of debt and you know, and how to be empowered with your money. So I love my channel. And then I started getting feedback from my subscribers on YouTube and on Instagram, asking me questions about like, you know, what should I do with this? And what do you suggest to do with that? And it kind of like motivated me to now I started my own business and I'm a money coach. And I'm so excited. I'm leaving my link down below, but it's I'm like so excited, but it's because I've been there. Like I know to be divorced and pick up the pieces. Like I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck, and then to finally have the courage to look at your bill, look at your debt, and know like now I've got to somehow figure this out. You know, you need a plan, and sometimes like you just need somebody by your side that can help you, give the right tools to help you get from that point to a point where you can like achieve with your money, you know, and be empowered, take control of your finances so that you can change your life. So I am so excited to start this new avenue, and that's what's become my passion. And just like you, when you're talking about your videos and your blog, how like you like. This is just something like this is where I've been dedicating my little time here and there to, and I'm so excited to finally like launch it. So I'm gonna leave my link down below in case anyone's interested.
I'm so excited to be on that journey with you because you know I'm going to be stalking you and be like, how's that going? How's everything? That's what give me 5 minutes. Okay. I think that when people are going through it, if they have a person like you that's going to like walk them through. I know me. I'm thinking like when I was watching YouTubers, financial YouTubers, when I was getting started with this, like if I had access to them to coach me, like I'd be like, heck yeah. And I've had people ask me that in the past. I think I've said it, but I haven't gotten that quite together. But I am gonna learn from you. I'm gonna see how you do things. Because I think that they're gonna be so lucky to work with you. I think you're so supportive. I think you're so knowledgeable. You've been through the stuff that's going to like get them to the next step. And that's what people want. They want results. Yeah. And you're going to get results.
You're so sweet. I can just hug you through the screen. Thank you so much. She's the best. You see, she's the best. And I don't want to keep you too long with Kaden, but I just wanted to thank you so much for being on. And I hope this has helped someone like realize that you can like divorce and pick up the pieces and, you know, and balance it all. I mean, Kate's a great example. I mean, if you add one more video to your day, I'll be like, all right, seriously, like, I don't understand.
As long as people keep watching and they want to see what I'm putting out there, I will keep going. Yeah. But I totally agree with you. I hope that people that are watching this are getting the message that no matter what your family structure is, no matter what you go through, you can get through it. And you've got to just look to people that have done it and or just stay confident in yourself, even when you feel like I can't do this, I can't do another day, can't do another minute. Like keep one foot in front of the other and you can. And this too shall pass. And it is a season. And no matter where you are in life, start where you are and baby steps forward.
Well said. Well said. And I mean, if you can get through anything, you can get through anything in life, and it makes you stronger. And like I said, like we were not the same people we were, you know, and now we're helping other people with our finances, and it's just it empowers you. And then when you look back, you're gonna realize who was that person, because that's not that person anymore. Like me now, you know.
It's so true. You turn into a different person, and but a good, just like maybe like your survival parts of you come out, but like I hope that people don't get discouraged, because like when it first happens, when it first ends, you're like, you feel like there's no way around, but it's like the iceberg, and you can't like, you just think you're headed, it's Titanic. You think you're, but it's not. You can steer away from it and ask for help and come talk to us and leave us comments and ask us questions, because we really do want to help you and make sure that you know that you have options, and we'll help you find, especially Debbie, when she's going to be coaching you, take the step to get where you need to go, and just and look for it and ask for it. And guys, we really appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you. Debbie, thank you for having me. I literally could talk to you all night, as you
I
know.
know. I don't want to keep you. Norman,
Well,
a big comment popped up. He said, "How Debbie Saves recommended by Kate is amazing. Debbie, you're wonderful, and I love your station." Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Thank you so much for all that you're doing for everyone. That's a nice. Thank you so much. Let me see.
Yeah.
It was so inspiring when Kate bought her house. That's another one. Yes, and you have videos on that too. That was huge to see how far had come. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. You guys, Kaden wrote a story at school about when I told him we were getting the house, and I cry over it. It was the sweetest thing, seeing from his perspective how it went. Oh my gosh, you guys, that live when I shared with you the house, that was like that I've never been more proud, and I've never been more excited to see you guys all in the chat. So
oh my gosh.
it was very
Like that, Mama.
this guy, he is so we are so okay. Speaking of routines, we are so routine. Like at 8 o'clock, you see, he came right out. He was like, "It's 8 o'clock."
Yeah, I'm
And
sorry to cap you. I'm sorry I kept you.
No.
Keep your mom all day.
He doesn't know what time this goes on, but we're so routine, and that's like, but part of having the routine every single day. 8 o'clock, he comes in, brushes teeth, pajamas, bam, like he knows what's next. And I do think that's just, I know we've talked about this before too, but like, just when you have kids and you are going through parent out, whatever, is the routine is huge. Routine is huge. Doing the same thing over and over again because they like it and they just become accustomed to it.
Yeah, and they need it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Right, babe?
Oh my gosh. Well, Kate, hey, and Kaden, thank you guys so much. Kate, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. I've been waiting for this for a while, and I'm so glad that.
I've been so excited, and I'm so happy. Oh, look at you guys! Thank you, Debbie.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me, and Kaden too.
Oh no, my gosh! Anytime. No, thank you. This has been such a conversation. You're the best. Thanks so much. And again, I'm gonna leave Kate's channel and all her links down below to her channel and her blog. And she's amazing, I can tell. Thank you so much again for being on.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. And thanks, everyone that was watching live and anyone watching. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.